Hello, and welcome back to Slow English Channel. I'm Emily, and today I feel extra happy.
Hi, Emily. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I feel really good today.
You look great, Paul. Much more awake than last time.
You noticed, I had a long sleep last night, and I started my day with green tea. It was a perfect morning.
That sounds lovely. I've got my warm coffee here, the sun is shining, and I'm ready for a beautiful day of English.
Me too. And you told me we have an important topic today.
Yes, we're talking about something everyone needs: how to introduce yourself when meeting someone new.
Oh, yes, introductions. I always feel a bit nervous, like my heart goes boom, boom, boom.
That's normal, but think of an introduction like a small key. It opens the door to new people, new places, maybe even new jobs.
I like that image. A key. That makes me feel more relaxed.
Before we unlock this topic, can we ask for a small favor?
Of course. If you enjoy these conversations, please hit the like button. It really helps us.
And don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, you help us make more podcasts for English learners like you.
And if you have a friend learning English, share this video with them. Introductions are useful for everyone.
Okay, Paul. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Shoulders back, big smile. I'm ready.
That's already the first tip. Just like in our confidence episode, your body speaks before your words. A smile and open posture say, I'm friendly.
So I walk up, smile, say hello, but what next?
Start with your name, simple and clear. For example, I'm Paul.
That's what I always say. I'm Paul.
Perfect. It's friendly and natural. You can also say, my name is Paul.
That sounds a bit more formal, right?
Exactly. My name is great for work or formal events. I'm is better for casual situations, like at a cafe or with friends.
Got it. Like at work, hello, Mr. Davis. My name is Paul.
Yes, that sounds polite and professional.
What about nicknames? Like my friend Thomas. Everyone calls him Tom.
That's common. You can say, my name is Thomas, but you can call me Tom.
Nice. It makes things feel easy and friendly. But my name is just Paul. No nickname for me.
That's okay too. Now, after your name, people often ask where you're from.
Ah, yes. I usually say, I'm from Brazil.
That's great. You can also give more detail. I'm from Brazil, from a city called Sao Paulo.
That sounds better. It gives the other person more to ask about.
Exactly. And if you live somewhere new, you can say, I'm from Brazil, but I live in London now.
Oh, I like that. It tells a short story.
Yes, and people may respond with questions like, do you like London? That keeps the conversation going.
That's very helpful.
And there's one more thing people often talk about: your job or what you're doing.
Like, I'm a teacher or I'm a student.
Exactly. Or I'm studying English. And if someone isn't working right now, that's okay too.
What should they say?
They can say, I'm looking for a job, or I'm taking care of my family. It's about sharing a small piece of your life.
I like that. It feels honest and real.
And here's a bonus tip: don't stop at work. Share something you love doing.
Oh, like, I love riding my bicycle.
Yes, that's perfect. Or I love cooking. I'm a big fan of movies. I enjoy painting.
So people remember me better?
Exactly. When you add a hobby, you become more interesting. Like me, I always say I love coffee, and people remember me.
You really do love coffee.
I do. It makes me easy to remember.
So now I know name, place, job or study, and a hobby.
Yes, that's your basic self-introduction. But Paul, there's one more important thing.
Oh, what's missing?
After you introduce yourself, you should ask about the other person too. That keeps the conversation going.
Ah, like a tennis game. You hit the ball to them.
Exactly. You can say, how about you? Or, and you?
Let me try. Hi, I'm Paul. I'm from Brazil. I'm a teacher and I love biking. How about you?
Perfect. That's how you make real connections.
Thanks. But wait, what if I meet someone at a party? Is it different?
Yes, the feeling is more relaxed. At a party, you can start by saying who you know.
Oh, like, hi, I'm Paul. I'm a friend of Maria's.
Yes, that's a great way to start. Or you could say, I work with Tom, or I live next door to Anna.
So you show how you're connected. That makes it easier.
Exactly. It gives people something to connect with.
And what about the time of day? Should I say hello all the time?
Good question. You can always say hello, but if you say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, it sounds more polite and more natural.
So in the morning, I say, good morning, I'm Paul. And in the evening?
You say good evening. Just be careful, good night is for saying goodbye, not hello.
Oh, I didn't know that. So if I arrive at a party at 8 p.m., I should say good evening, not good night.
Exactly. Good night means you're leaving or going to sleep.
Okay, good evening is hello, good night is goodbye. Got it.
You're doing great, Paul.
Thanks. Can we practice now, like a real conversation?
Let's do it. Imagine we're at a coffee shop.
Okay, I walk in, I see you sitting at a table with a coffee.
Yes, and I'm looking at my phone. You come over.
Hi, is this seat taken?
No, it's free. Please sit.
Thanks. I'm Paul, by the way. I'm just waiting for my tea.
Nice to meet you, Paul. I'm Emily. Are you from around here?
Actually, no. I'm from Brazil, but I'm visiting a friend. How about you?
I live nearby. I come here almost every day. It's my favorite coffee place.
Sounds cozy. What do you do?
I'm a podcast host. I love meeting new people. What about you?
I'm a teacher, and in my free time, I save money for a new bicycle.
That's a fun goal. It was great to meet you, Paul.
Great meeting you too, Emily.
See? You used everything we talked about. Name, place, job, hobby, and a friendly question.
And it felt easy. When I know what to say, I don't feel nervous.
That's the secret. A little plan in your head gives you confidence.
It reminds me of my coworker, Sarah. Remember when she started?
Oh, yes, the quiet one. She didn't talk to anyone on her first day.
Right. She just sat at her desk. No hello, no introduction.
That makes it hard for others to know her.
Exactly. But then there's Tom, total opposite. He walks around saying, hey, I'm Tom. I'm the funny guy.
That's very Tom.
But not everyone wants to be like that, right?
Of course not. You can be like Sarah, quiet, and still give a nice introduction.
Really? How?
Just one person at a time. A small smile, a simple, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm new here.
So introductions don't have to be loud.
No, they just have to be warm. Being friendly doesn't mean being noisy.
That's good to know. And what if I don't understand something the other person says?
Don't worry. You can say, sorry, can you repeat that? Or what does that mean?
People won't be upset?
Not at all. Most people are happy to explain, especially if they see you're trying.
That makes me feel braver. Speaking a new language takes courage.
And we are so proud of our listeners. Every step matters.
They're doing amazing. Just trying is already a big win.
Now, before we wrap up, let's review the key steps to introduce yourself.
Yes. Step 1, smile and say hello. That's your door opener.
Exactly. Then tell them your name. You can say, I'm Paul, or my name is Paul. Both are good.
And if you have a nickname, you can share that too. Like, my name is Alexander, but please call me Alex.
Yes, that makes things feel friendly. Next, tell people where you're from, your country or your city.
Like, I'm from Brazil, or I'm from a city called Sao Paulo.
Perfect. And if you live somewhere else now, you can say both. I'm from Brazil, but I live in London now.
That makes it interesting. It starts a small story.
Exactly. After that, talk about your job or what you're doing now.
I'm a teacher.
I'm studying English, I'm looking for a job, any of those.
Yes, and then add something personal, like a hobby or something you enjoy.
That's my favorite part. I always say, I love riding my bicycle.
And I always say, I love coffee. It helps people remember us.
Right. Work is just one part, but hobbies make you sound real and fun.
And don't forget the final step. Ask something back.
Yes, keep the conversation going. Say, how about you? Or, and you?
Because a conversation isn't just talking, it's sharing.
It's like a ping pong game. One hit from me, one from you.
Beautiful way to say it.
Emily, this was so helpful. I feel more confident now.
I'm so glad. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be kind, open, and a little bit brave.
That's such a good message for our listeners.
Yes, even if you practice in front of a mirror, that's already a great step.
Or with a friend, or even just thinking in English when you're walking outside.
Exactly. The more you practice, the easier it gets.
Now, I think our listeners are ready to try. Maybe they can introduce themselves in the comments.
Yes, great idea. Dear listeners, tell us in the comments.
What's your name?
Where are you from?
And what's one thing you love?
It can be anything. Coffee, music, travel, books, cooking.
We love reading your introductions. It makes us feel like we're having coffee together.
And if this episode helped you, please give it a like. It really means a lot to us.
And don't forget to subscribe to Slow English channel. That way, you won't miss the next episode.
Thank you for spending this time with us. You're doing great. Keep going.
And remember, your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real.
We believe in you.
See you in the next episode, friends. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.